All right, Mill Sports back in. We're going to talk AZ Sports. Still haven't come up with the show name. Sorry, deal with it. But for now, we're Mill Sports. My name is Tanner.
My name's Drew.
All right. Dude, all
I
right.
don't know what the fuck that was, dude. I don't even know. Like, the air came out of my...
Dude, all right, man. That was a rough start for us. All right, my name is Tanner. My name is Tanner.
My name is Drew.
There we go. Normal sounding voice. On attempt number two, we're going to break down some of the ASU game. Massive upset against Michigan State on the road. We're going to get into that. We're going to get into Kyler Murray. We're going to get into Lamar Jackson. We're going to get into the Ravens. All right, and then we're going to probably in a little bit we're going to preview the Panthers. But that's going to be the general gist of the show. So if you don't want to hear ASU, you don't like ASU for whatever reason, well then, for one, go fuck yourself. And for two, you can probably skip about 10 to 12 minutes because I'm going to give ASU some love starting right now. Massive win over Michigan State. Michigan State was ranked, 18?
I believe so, yeah.
Going into the game in East Lansing. ASU pulls up the upset with the freshman quarterback. A freshman
Jaden
QB.
Daniels. Getting it done again.
Man, the dude looks good. It wasn't pretty on offense, but it hasn't been pretty on offense yet. He's still learning. He's still young. But, man, that's impressive to me for a rookie to go into East Lansing and win.
Well, what's your takeaways?
That our defense is fucking amazing.
Man.
And that Jaden Daniels has a real pair of stones, all right? And there's some resiliency about this
I'll tell you what. Yeah, you're right. He does not look pretty, and he has missed throws, and he looks freshman as hell sometimes. But
he's never rattled.
He always seems to show up when it counts.
Exactly.
And that's what I want in my QB.
Yeah.
That's kind of jumping ahead here, but that's a little Kyler Murray-ish, in my opinion. Kind of making it count
on the spot comp. Way too early comp, all right? When we get into mock draft season, when we get into NFL draft,
I'm not
NBA
mocking.
Draft season, way too early comp for Jaden Daniels in the NFL season in 3 years.
It's not a comp. It's just a specific skill set
Watson.
that I'm comping. Yeah.
Just a guy who's clutch.
Sure. Absolutely.
A guy who can make a play when he needs to.
Will screw up and he'll throw 2 interceptions in the game, but then, he gets a chance.
Exactly.
And he makes it count and wins it right at the end. And it's like, he does it
again. I do think that as he grows, he's going to keep giving those receivers more chances on balls. Just like
better thrown balls.
Throw it up. Let your guy go make a play.
It's smarter.
But honestly, defense MVP here.
Huge MVP.
Amazing. And we talked about this if you listened to last week's episode. Michigan State did not have a good offense.
No.
The way that it was going to be won is a slow, grinded out, low scoring football game, and that's exactly what it was. We literally told you what would happen. You didn't even have to watch the game, and you would have, you could have heard our breakdown and then saw the box score, and you would have been like, all right, they're dead on.
Nope. Yep.
13-10. Let's talk about the second MVP for the Sun Devils, the Michigan State kicker.
Yeah.
I love you, bro.
Yeah, real MVP.
We had a live reaction pod. Go back and listen to that on our YouTube channel. Yep. He was amazing. He was amazing for ASU. Shankopotamus galore.
Dude, he was like clockwork. You just could guarantee it. Like he was going to guarantee miss. So when it came down to the end of the game with that field goal, I actually felt really good.
I actually did as well. All right,
we were at
the bar and I was like, I feel good. Like I feel like he's honestly not. The pressure is so immense for him right now, and he's already missed 2, or he was already missed 2 at that.
Oh, that was right. 0 for 2.
So he's already missed 2 at that point. He's gonna miss this one, and then he nails it. And he drills it. And I'm just like, shit. All right, but all of a sudden there's a flag. 12 men on the field. Michigan State can't count. They don't have too many guys.
Yeah. Where's that education at, man?
Oh my gosh. Thank you,
Coach
for that. D'Antoni.
Cookies.
There's no such thing as leaping. Get out of my DMs. All right. ASU ends up surviving this game, but it's on to Colorado.
It's on to Colorado.
All right, we are moving.
About that game.
Yeah, enough. Like, we pulled off the upset, but these are not Arizona State expectations. Yes, I want to win. I want to win ranked games. I want to be ranked.
The conference
but
matters.
I don't care about ranking. I wish they wouldn't have ranked us this week. I wish they wouldn't have. I don't want the team feeling anything. But also, I don't think that Herm will have this team in the mindset of, we're bigger than ourselves right now. Congrats, you're ranked 24. Like, no, we're on a mission. All right, this is a foundation changer for a football program, having a guy like Herm Edwards. His leadership ability was like tailor-made for college athletics. Yeah, you want to talk about him being a failed NFL coach, which I don't think he was. I just think he had some bad circumstances. Neither here nor there right now. Don't give a shit. But that leadership is exactly what college athletics needs. A guy like him where you could go into a home and say, hey, come play football for me. And he's going to keep this ship right now this week. I think that ASU has a very good chance against Colorado.
I like it. It's at home, correct?
I'm looking it up right now. Should be fucking prepared for this, but I don't give a shit because we're ranked. So we're ranked number 24. It is at home.
But I'm also let me stop you there for a sec. We'll go off for a sec while you're looking it up. 24. Like, you're right. At that point, just don't even rank us, because then we lose. Oh great, you beat a number. Yeah. So I mean, I like it. It's great, but
theoretically, it's better than
it's on a conference play, which really matters. We could have gone 0-3 right there and still had a great season. So this game is the first game that truly does matter.
Yeah,
at least honestly, in terms of a conference standpoint.
And they take us out of the rankings. I don't even want to be in the rankings at all this year.
Okay, well, I will stop you right there. That's okay. Let's stop that take and reel it back. Okay, you want ASU to win. You just said
I want ASU to win every week, but I don't want them to be ranked. If they're undefeated, they could be 8-0. I'm just be like, please don't rank us. Like,
okay, I see what you're saying. Okay,
like, just keep sleeping on us. Yeah. All right, because that's what teams are going to do, and we're going to punch some teams in the mouth, and they're not going to be ready for it.
It's funny you say sleep on us, because there was rankings today of Pac-12 finish, how they're going to finish, and what bowl game they're going to go to.
Do they have a 6?
The Cheez-It Bowl.
What number is that, though?
I believe that's the last bowl in the Pac-12 that's offered.
No.
Yeah.
Get
the
out of
Cheez-It Bowl.
They think we're still going to
not the Las Vegas Bowl, not the Sun Bowl, not
First
the
of all,
Holiday Bowl.
Finish dead fucking last.
Dude, they are on the brink of being really, especially the fact that Cal's looking good. I thought that might have been a team that kind of slipped to the bottom, but
I'm pretty sure that Sumlin is just an idiot. And I bet if you asked Kyler Murray, he would be like, yeah, he's just an idiot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
because he benched Kyler Murray and then started him and kept whipping back and forth.
But
so, anyways.
Yeah, I think that ASU has a very good chance against Colorado. It's at home, night game. That Inferno is going to be rocking.
Yep.
One of the more underrated student sections in America, because it's hot and it's loud. And when you get into that one end zone where the student section's at, it's kind of in a weird situation, unfortunately. It could get really loud.
Yep.
And then they also added the dual end zone, which is a really nice touch, so it keeps it kind of loud on both sides. Colorado does have a pretty good offense. They got some guys. Laviska Shenault is going to be a first-round wide receiver this year. But that's, again, the strength of ASU. They have 2 solid corners, Evan Fields, Chase Lucas. The secondary is good. The linebackers are good. The pass rush gets home. What they really do is they stop the run. All right, they do a terrific job at limiting.
They don't let you score.
They don't let you score.
Second in the nation for points allowed.
I know Michigan State doesn't have a good offense. You could, Kent State nor Sacramento State have good offense either. This is the best offense we've played.
Yeah.
Colorado.
Absolutely.
This will be the real test about the defense, but I feel comfortable. And also, one thing that I feel like matters more to defense than offense is momentum. And this feeling of like, we're riding high. That extra little swagger on top can put a defense over the top.
Absolutely. But for me, honestly, I think the defense is going to come out and show just because they're that talented and that deep. But it's for me, it really comes down to the offense. Like, we can't keep having these kind of stalled drives for 3/4 of a game when you're playing Colorado, because I don't care how good your defense is, it's college football. So if you have a good offense, you're going to score. no matter how good of a defense you're playing. So we need to be able to put up some points to A, keep our defense off the field, and B, help them out a little bit if necessary.
See, we're doing like half of this. So we're keeping the defense off the field because we can drive the ball, but we always, for some reason, settle for field goals. Like, we can never punch it in. And we have to start being able to punch it in, you know. I think again, that's Jaden Daniels, but also I think they kind of unlocked a little bit of the key to the red zone offense on that drive against Michigan State. Is, you know, if Jaden Daniels can't make a play with his arm, make a play with your legs, kid.
He started doing it.
You know, I'm not saying I want you to be like a 70-yard rusher, but I don't want you to be 12. I want you to be somewhere in the middle. I want you to be 28 yards. You pick up 3 first downs on your, you know, on the ground. That's some drive. You know, it's going to keep the drive alive. It's going to potentially get you into the end zone a little bit more often. And I honestly think the more reps he gets down in that red zone and on that offense, the better it's going to be for the future. So this is not like, I wouldn't be shocked if we lost. I wouldn't be shocked if we won type of game.
Sure.
But I am riding high on ASU. I do think that people are going to keep sleeping on them.
Which is great. I love when people sleep because we actually do really well. That's all our years we have success is when they just thought nothing of us. And every year they think of something of us.
Yeah, which is a little bit worrisome because we've had to struggle against, you know, some type of competition. Sure. And then we beat Michigan State. We jump in the top 25. Like, I was shocked that we were ranked.
Really?
I honestly was because, I know we have a good win, but we barely beat Kent State and we barely beat Sacramento State. Like, it wasn't like we dominated or we're like, you know, score box wise. Like, unless, you know, we're starting to get back to an era where it's more of like, you're going to trust what your eyes are telling you.
Well, here's the thing. That's the thing about Herm is that's kind of his style anyways, is just to ground and pound.
Keep
and
it low
play
score
really good defense.
Play at the end to win.
And honestly, the third aspect, elite special teams.
Yeah.
Punting super well. You're just constantly pinning them back. I feel like we talked about this last week potentially. We have 2 elite kickers that just can drain it with ease.
Yeah, Brandon Weiss is still out, but he's one of the best kickers in the country.
Yeah.
And then we got the Zendejas kid who we just put on a scholarship. And
so he's locked in.
You know, he's got really good bloodlines for kicking. And he seems to be pretty good. He's kind of got, you know, some balls of steel for going into East Lansing and drilling his kicks. When the Michigan State kicker couldn't even make a kick. Oh, my God.
Comfortably, yeah.
Yeah.
No, absolutely. Well,
we're on to Colorado.
Yeah. The big thing for me, though, the Colorado game that I want to see is just continuous improvement from specifically the offensive line.
Exactly. I feel like that's the theme of Arizona football in general this year. Arizona State football, Arizona Cardinal football. I'm talking football in the Valley. Improvement. I want us to be better. We were okay last year in the Pac-12. We were okay last year under Herm. Like, we had some good times, we had some bad times. I would like to have more good times than bad times this year and slowly start to eliminate the bad times where it's just like, you know, we're an 8 to 10 win team. And then all of a sudden, when you're a 10 win team, you get a couple lucky and a couple bounces, and now you're, you know, potentially talking Rose Bowl type season, right?
Yep.
So I would like to be that level, and then the Cardinals slowly get better as well. So that's all I want to see. It's not about winning, really, for me. I could care less about the record of
optimistic Arizona fan over here.
These 2 football teams, but get better, and because that's the thing. With the defense is still relatively young. Like, we're going to have a couple of these guys.
Yeah, the entire team is young.
As freshmen, we play a ton of freshmen.
I'm pretty sure we just played the most freshmen.
We played 28.
And I don't know if it's a history of the NCAA, but it was the history of something.
Yeah.
It might have been just our institution, but nonetheless. Yeah. And they even Herm said that they're just going to stick with it. They don't care if they're freshmen. They're just going to keep working them in and having them learn, which means either at the end of this year or next year, they're going to be very, very good.
Yes.
If they're already playing big-time games and they're all 19.
That's the thing. We're going to go through our fair share of growing pains, learning experiences.
Yeah, on both
we're going to have some heartbreaking, and it could start this week.
Sure.
Colorado could make a huge comeback. ASU gets out hot. Colorado
comes out and stumps us, and we don't expect it. Or we can't put up points, and that ultimately is their downfall.
But we're on to Colorado. Let's get after this week, ASU.
I'm excited.
We do have 2 bye weeks, which is crucial. But we'll talk more about that on next week's episode.
Yeah, go Devils.
Because there is a bye week. So if you're skipped ahead, sorry, 15 minutes on the dot. If you skipped to 12, 14, whatever. We're here now. We're talking Arizona Cardinals. We're talking Kyler Murray Mania. We're talking K1.
Oof.
Game against the Ravens this last weekend. Going to Baltimore, playing a 10 a.m. game. Traditionally always tough for
They were 24-1,
Arizona.
Baltimore, before going into that game against West Coast teams.
Coming
At
east.
home, coming for
Oh, wow.
10 a.m. games.
Yeah.
24-1. Well, they're 25-1 now, but 24-1. So I just want to put
it
that
was
out there
tough.
before we start talking about it.
It was tough. But honestly, for us to lose 23-17 by 6 points, they probably could have got an extra field goal or touchdown at the end, whatever.
If
They
it wasn't
didn't
for
do
a
it. Thanks for not running it
ridiculous throw and catch by
Unreal.
Marquise
up. Unreal.
Brown,
I also
we
saw
might
some of the
be in that
throws
game,
to
and who knows?
To Mark Andrews, and he threaded the ball in between 4 defenders in the middle of the field.
Yeah.
Over the linebacker, over the safety, or over the corner, and below the 2 safeties who were both coming crashing in.
Ridiculous.
Like,
So, I mean,
he's unreal right now. Like, he is.
I believe
off
it was
to another
Brock
level.
who was on Brown. Yeah, he played really good defense. Like, he was
Brock
on him.
is-
He
this
was
whole
actually
defense
on him.
of the Cardinals is like, it's
Well,
promising because as soon as we get Pat Pete back, we move Brock and Murphy back into like more acceptable roles for them, and then we can even get Alfred back just to add an extra depth and rotate guys in, play different coverages.
It could be
On the
deep
back end,
secondary
we can
all of a
play a
sudden.
little bit more complex coverages on the back end. We got a good pass rush up front as long as Suggs can stay healthy. Cam Marshall's a good pickup for us. Like this team, I really like this team.
Well, the
It's not a
defense
team that I
is.
think is going to win a ton of games, but if you get 6 or 8, 6 to 8 wins,
Well,
even like 4 to 8.
What if
honestly,
you're
anywhere in
ticking
that
by the
range.
time Pat P comes back, and now your defense, who's already kind of been showing for the most part, or holding on at least, is now got a crucial guy back, and hopefully your offense at that point is, full steam ahead.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, like so far, I feel like we sound really optimistic, but people really did not expect this.
Well, I'll tell
a
you
lot of
why
people
I'm
did not expect
optimistic.
this, even though we're 0-1-1. People did not expect this.
I tell you why I'm
To be
optimistic is because we can move the football.
Yeah.
We have a guy who can move it. We haven't figured out, similar to ASU, how to
Score in the red zone.
we get
Ironically,
down there, we
they need
kick
to
a lot of
talk to
field
each
goals.
other. Herm and Cliff need to
But
meet up.
we need to figure out how to just friggin' finish some of these drives. We can move the football. Like Kyler,
And sometimes
94 pass
fast.
attempts through, big plays.
Like quick. Like that's what Gamba on the radio was talking about is, it's just so awesome to see how, boom, you can just get a 40-yard play.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, like, you're in their zone.
Yeah.
Like, just like that.
And it's demoralizing for the defense.
It's
and then when they do
demoralizing.
that, then they go.
Then they
no
run,
huddle,
hurry up.
And
Yeah.
it's just like, all right, the defense is scrambling. Are they
Oh,
going to
yeah.
sub? Are they not going to sub? Like, what are they going to do? They just toasted us. Boom, next play's on a snap. Let's go.
Yeah.
Boom. It's that quick, and that's exciting to see. It's keeping teams off balance. I do like that they're getting more of a power run game potentially, just because when we get down to those 5-yard lines, like you do have to kind of do some stuff that traditionally works down there.
I think that's why they're looking at that.
But also a very good sign for Cliff Kingsbury and his adaptability being a head coach. He's taking what he's seeing. He's tried it his way a little bit. He's seen that it hasn't been working. He's going to throw in some other wrinkles of stuff that works. He's going to try to keep it innovative. He's going to, he's going to do all these different things. And every week is going to be a new week to look at the Arizona Cardinals offense and what they unveil. And I think that if they could get to a level where they could tailor make it to their opponent, they have specific like pieces that all do kind of a different thing, like Patriots kind of. You have White as your receiving back. You have Michelle as your literal pound and ground guy. Like, if they could have that combo of running backs, I would trade that for David Johnson right now. You give me Sonny Michelle.
All right, well, before we go on
White.
DJ, Cliff specifically, what I like about him is they keep making the point that, he's like Chip Kelly. He's like, the difference between him and Chip Kelly is your classic hard-headed, it's my way or the highway. I'm not going to do it any other way. I don't care if it fails. I'm going to keep doing it this way. And Cliff is not like that. So if he comes out and his offense isn't working, he's going to start changing things. He's going to start switching things around because he's not a hard-headed, old NFL football guy. And I kind of really like it. He's like this innovative coach that's coming in from college that's willing to adapt. And I think that's ultimately why he's having success, is because he's like, you know what, this isn't working.
Success in
I'm
moving
not
the ball. Like,
full
we still
college, full, amateur playbook. I'm incorporating other things.
We
so
still have to
I
get
really
some
like
things
that.
figured out, of course.
Of course.
Because we are
He's
winless.
adapting.
We're winless.
Yeah. Let's not get too excited here.
But, this was what I want to chronicle as part 1 of Lamar versus Kyler. This is chapter 1,
Ooh,
all right?
okay.
You think about this. These are 2 young quarterbacks. A second-year guy in Lamar Jackson, a rookie guy in Kyler Murray. Kyler Murray, the number 1 overall pick. Lamar Jackson, I believe, the 32nd pick in the first round last year. So he was a first-rounder, but barely.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Both dynamic. Both doing well this year. These could be one of the, better matchups if the Cardinals and Kyler Murray can kind of, in a couple years, get on top of the division. Once we wrestle the Rams back down, and once the Russell Wilson inevitably retires, it's coming within the next probably 7 years.
7.
That's a while,
Oh,
but
great.
still, he'll digress a little bit. I don't know. I just think the Cardinals. I think they're in a good situation with Kyler Murray of being a dynamic playmaker on offense. He's a guy I'm very, very high on, and I've liked what I've seen. And the biggest thing is he doesn't necessarily want to make the play with his legs. He is so comfortable throwing the
eyes
ball.
down the field.
He wants to. He reminds me of Patrick Mahomes in the sense where he wants his guys to do well. He wants his guys on offense to do well. He wants them to get catches, them to get yards, them to score touchdowns, and he's happy for them. I'm not comparing him to Mahomes and saying he is the next Mahomes or anything like that.
Yeah.
But just like his willingness to distribute the football to whoever, and literally he's like, don't worry, we're going to run enough plays that everyone's going to get a touch.
Yeah, everyone's going to catch.
Everyone's going to get a touch.
It's going to be open at some point.
When the play is not designed to go to you, just do your job and block or,
but also
run
be
a fake
ready.
or something. But yeah,
because
also
with
be
these
ready,
QBs,
sure.
they improvise, they scramble, and then you improvise and you find a pocket.
Yeah.
And they're good enough to get it to you
But
most
that's
of the time.
I'm just so high on him. But this is part 1 of Kyler.
I really think so. I do like that point. The only thing is they may not play each other a lot unless they're both rocking their
They're
divisions.
Both number 1 or number 2 in their divisions, which they easily could be.
Yeah.
With potentially Goff, Kyler being at the top of their division,
Or the
and
Super Bowl.
Baker, Lamar being at the top of their division. So they could kind of vary between 1 and 2 depending on.
Yeah, no.
So I think they have a very good chance to,
and then
over the next 15 years to
many
play each
conferences,
other.
right? 4?
Probably 9 of the years.
Every 4 conferences? Or, divisions per
Every
conference?
3 years they play.
So, they'll rotate and play.
But
okay, yeah.
yeah, I think this has a real opportunity for us to be a regular viewing appointment for Lamar versus Kyler, which leads me to another segment that I want to quickly get into.
Okay.
Doesn't have to be quick, but I would probably put both these guys as 2 top 5 quarterbacks to have for the next 10 to 15 years.
Yep.
So for the next decade, let's go 5 to 1. Pick quarterback 5 down to quarterback 1, who we'd most want.
Okay.
For the next decade, young throwers of the football.
And we're including college.
Sure, we'll
Wanna
throw
know-
in
wanna
college.
make that note.
Whoever.
Okay.
Number 5, who is it for you?
I'm going to go with Trevor Lawrence.
Trevor Lawrence. I love it.
I had to put him at 5 just because technically he's not in the NFL yet and has another year. But that being said, what he's shown as an 18/19-year-old, and now obviously he's getting older as he goes on, is pretty unbelievable. And the IQ that he has is unreal. I know he has but he has worked with Peyton Manning in his Peyton Manning camp, and Peyton Manning's a big fan of him. So I just see kind of that. I don't know. He kind of might be like, should I say the next Andrew Luck?
Quarterback prospect.
Kind of esque
but maybe
player.
Better.
But maybe better. So that's why I would put him at 5.
His ceiling is limitless. His ceiling is limitless.
Yeah. So, I mean,
That's the
maybe
best way
he
to
could
put
be
it.
higher when he comes in the NFL, inevitably.
All right.
But as of now, I'll put him at 5.
Number 5 for me, as of now, is going to be Kyler Murray.
Okay.
Put him at 5. The guys ahead of him, I think you'll understand why I put them up. Specifically, I'll kind of do a package deal. Number 4 on my list is Lamar Jackson.
Okay.
I'm putting Lamar slightly ahead of Kyler just because we saw Chapter 1, And Edge Lamar. Like, he's just more ready now. He's a little bit more dynamic of a runner. He's a little bit taller. Yep. I know that's stupid to say.
Size, yeah.
But we've seen Kyler Murray throw some passes off the helmet. They'll figure it out. I do think Kyler Murray is going to be a dynamic quarterback in this league, and I would want to have him, of any of the quarterbacks, number 5 for my franchise.
Okay.
Circling back around, number 4 real quick. We'll do kind of snake style. Wow, tongue twister there for me. Lamar Jackson. He's just dynamic, man. Like, at any given point, he could fall back to the completion percentage of 45% like he had last year. But we've seen it for 2 games. I know everyone wants to say, oh, they haven't played anybody. But that's, I mean, still NFL competition. Yeah, the Dolphins game, it's looking worse and worse. But Cardinals game was competitive. He made some great throws. If he's going to make those throws, he's going to be able to beat anybody in the NFL. That's what it boils down to. And when you have that combo of, basically a dynamo, a dynamic, however you say it, I do think that he's going to be a special player for a while in this league.
Absolutely. I think that's very apparent. Yeah. He's looked pretty freaking good so far.
He has looked very good.
So, for my 4, I would put Lamar Jackson.
There we go.
Actually. Mainly because I'm very interested for this weekend because they're playing the Chiefs. So not only are they going to, have to play a semi-better D now.
Yes. And if you want any help,
you're also going to have to outscore the Chiefs.
If you want any help betting the Chiefs, go ahead and listen to our other podcast, Mill Moguls, on our YouTube channel. Check that out. We're going to be breaking down all of Week 3's action, including this Ravens-Chiefs game, which I am super hyped for.
Very excited.
Because Lamar Jackson is both of our number 4
should be the Monday night game.
They need to figure this shit out, man. But, yeah, continue. Lamar.
So, Lamar, I'm really interested to see because are you going to be able to outscore? I'm not trying to get into the Chiefs-Ravens here, but are you going to be able to outscore them? He's going to be forced to throw the ball, I think, a lot more. They're not going to be able to stick to their run game necessarily maybe as much. I don't know. We'll see. However, Harbaugh's a good coach, so I'm not doubting him at all. But I'm just very interested to see when he's put up against an offense where he's really going to have to put up some serious points, but also have to play against a good defense.
What's crazy is that they have almost like a Tyreek Hill clone on the Ravens.
They really do.
And Marquise Brown, he's just an electric playmaker. Mm-hmm. A guy who's that fast on the football field could just make things happen, and it's just tough for guys to keep up.
But I also want to see Marquise Brown go up against Jalen Ramsey. You know what I mean? Or somebody like that.
Sure.
Because he's yet to do that, and if he gets completely X'd out, and Lamar's crap, and maybe Andrews gets X'd out, and all of a sudden you're like, uh-oh, what do I do?
I do not think that Andrews is going to be X'd out this week, though, because the Chiefs
No.
the 4th most tight end yards.
No. I'm saying on an overall season basis. So
sure, we have to see a lot more.
To reel it back in, I really do.
Because typically rookies don't play like Marquise Brown is playing. Jackson has made vast improvements to his game.
Yeah, no, that's extremely apparent.
I have him in the lead for MVP right now.
Right? As of now, he has by far the most stats and the craziest performances.
Doing the best.
So that's why I'm really interested.
The most memorable guy.
Because they also did win their division, correct?
When?
Or were they in the wild card? Yeah, they won the division.
They won the division.
Yeah, so they're going to be playing number 1s in all AFC. So Patriots. So I'm very interested to see. I think will truly tell.
They get the Patriots at home.
That's nice. That's definitely nice.
So
they get Jalen Ramsey. But I'm not trying to get into the Ravens here. Nonetheless, I do like Lamar Jackson.
Who's your number 3?
Number 3 is Kyler Murray. I just had it swapped. The main reason is I just think if we saw Jackson come in week 1 for the Ravens and play, it would look probably pretty similar to what we're seeing with Murray. But I don't think he would have put up 200-300-yard passes.
Yeah, that's the thing is he's a rookie. So I did the right now, rankings.
I did do the right now, but I also that's why I kind of put Lawrence at 5 because it was where he's still got 2 years.
Totally
but Murray,
acceptable.
That's my point. Murray's already putting up Cam Newton numbers in the first 2 games, and that kind of really impresses me. Obviously, the record doesn't show, but we're talking about long-term building.
Yes.
who might ultimately end up on the top.
Yeah, it's just an interesting mix. Like 5 is no
But it's
slouch.
tough.
He
I
could
feel
easily
like
be 4.
Lamar
you know,
could easily
he could
take
be
off
2,
even
he could
more,
be
so.
wherever in there.
Yeah.
I totally agree. Kyler Murray is a dynamic playmaker. I am so happy the Cardinals got him. I was, my beachfront property is looking real nice right now.
You are.
All right, I'm freaking. It's looking good. My number 3 though is going to be Trevor Lawrence. He's my number 3 because he's so unique. Game 1 of the season,
Freaking good.
I did see some improvements with his legs in the ground. I didn't realize that he could run the way he runs. Like, he could throw dimes all over the field. He's got a super strong arm. Like, I think he's just going to be, when he gets into a system in the NFL and he gets a good QB coach, if he gets paired with the right guy, there is no limit to his capabilities. And this is what we talked about at 5. I have a little bit more, value in Trevor Lawrence. I think that he is going to be the surefire number 1 pick. I think that there will be legitimately teams be tanking for him.
Yeah.
Because he is such a game changer. And
Absolutely.
if you end up with Justin Fields, it's not a bad consolation prize. Just saying, teams. Number 2 for me, Deshaun Watson. Dynamic, winner, gutsy. Any adjective you want to get him, it probably applies. Is he number 2 for you?
Actually, Patrick Mahomes. I'm just kidding. Yeah. Yeah, he's number 2.
Got him.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, he makes it
I
count.
would love to have Watson. He's so
when
good,
it matters. He's tough as hell. He's getting hit, and he's not even an Andrew Luck size, and he's staying up.
Yeah.
And he's keeping.
I am worried about him.
But
taking
yeah,
a lot
please
of
protect my
shots.
man's. Like, come on.
Because it just is,
Please.
it's worrisome for me.
Yeah.
Number
But-
1 for both of us, clearly, Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
He's great. You don't need to hear us talk about him
Yeah.
and rant about him. You really wanted to hear the beginning, the 4-5-3 matchup. Let's move on. I want to talk David Johnson.
Oh boy.
I'm worried.
Johnson.
I'm worried.
I'm not worried yet.
I'm worried.
I'm starting to get skeptical.
He doesn't look like he just doesn't look like he is going to ever give max effort on any play. Like, I saw a play with Le'Veon Bell, down 23-3, late in the 4th quarter, catching a pass on the left, and he's trying to gain every ounce of yard, like he's giving it his all.
Yeah.
I don't ever see that for David Johnson.
Not anymore.
It's not like, I
And
feel
I
like
think
he's a
the
little bit
issue
too
is-
scared of his injuries.
Yeah, I was literally about to say, that's exactly it. You just almost, broke his wrist again. That kept him out for an entire year, that he probably psychologically just hated
After
not playing. And
the
then
year
you almost...
before, week 17, he had a knee scare, but luckily it was just like a sprain, and he rehabbed, and he was fine.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
but I think just
It's
like
just the injuries, I think, are
Yeah,
starting to
dude.
stockpile. And that's, I ultimately think, if there's going to
getting
be a
Andrew
downfall,
Luck vibes.
that's downfall. Yeah.
I'm thinking retirement is in his near future.
Oh, I
Collect
don't
a couple
know
more,
about that. I
couple
think
more
he'll
years
try
of
to-
checks.
Yeah, I was about to
and
say, I
then,
think he'll try to collect some money.
After this contract, I think that he'll kind of just be like, all right, that's
Yeah.
good.
Maybe he tries
He's
to
got a
sign somewhere
family.
else. Yeah.
He's got,
He's got money.
He's finally got money, right? He's got all the money we're giving him. I just want to see him try a little bit harder.
But that being said, he needs to, because Chase Edmonds tries hard every freaking time he's on
Yeah.
the field
Well, that's
and
the thing,
makes
he's a
plays.
Backups are
And-
awesome because they give max effort because they want to be a starter. They want to get paid.
Yep.
You're not going to get paid if you don't give max effort.
Yeah.
So Chase Edmonds, and also you were telling me today that
Cardinals
they're
worked
trying
out some guys.
some running backs.
Thomas Rawls, Zach Zenner, Alfred Morris. So they may seriously try to sign one of these guys. As I'm thinking a goal line back, because they're just like, dude, David, you're not cutting it. You're not
Yeah.
running hard, and we need a guy to smash right through some people. And that's a classic Alfred Morris. That's a classic Thomas Rawls.
I'm interested in Zach Zenner. I'm interested in Thomas
and Zach Zenner,
Rawls.
honestly. All three of them.
Alfred Morris does nothing for me.
Fair enough.
I would rather, hit the trade market and trade away a 7th round pick for like Carlos Hyde or something. Just kind of whatever.
Oh, Carlos Hyde's doing some work for Texans right now. They might
He's
ask for
doing all
more.
right. So, but I just think that I'm interested in getting a back, like you said, that could be a goal line back. I'm interested in bringing a little bit more physicality. And for me, the key is getting that extra chess piece. When you have, I feel like football is starting to be, it's starting to be viewed by the public as a chess game between coaches, right? These coaches are, trying to move around
More
their
than ever,
defensive
yeah.
players versus offensive players, and then they're going to play and see if their team can execute a play. when you got guys that can do different things, you can do different things.
Changes the game completely.
I think, again, going back to Cliff real quick, he's the type of guy who could totally change it up. I do think that bringing in a guy like that and getting rid of, you were saying DJ Foster's potentially, or
yeah,
LSU
probably
boy, but
I think at the bottom of the wide
and he's just hurt. I think they'll probably, injury settlement, something like that. But
yeah,
very interested in to see what happens with DJ. I have a fantasy share of him. And unfortunately on that same team, I have Juju, who just lost Big Ben. That team's not looking too hot. But a guy tearing it up, Fitzgerald.
Let's say, speaking of fantasy, somebody I do have goes by Larry Fitzgerald. And he is tearing it up so far.
Yeah.
Tearing it up. So.
Yeah, Larry Fitzgerald is doing very well, off to the best start in his career. Just shredding it on the offensive end. But that, pretty much wraps up last week's game against the Ravens. Let's start breaking down the Panther game. All right, the game this weekend. Cam Newton might not play this game. Right now, Cardinals are favored by 2.5, depending on what book you see, because they're assuming Cam's not playing.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I feel like 75% chance Cam's not playing, and maybe there's a quarter that he is. But then, people are saying Cam's tough, he'll play. So who knows? But I don't know, man. I just don't. I think at this point, the Panthers don't want to risk in week 3, but at the same time, do they want to risk an 0-3 where your chances go to like less than 10% to win the Super Bowl? Actually, way less than that. So, I honestly think it's going to be a Kyle Allen, Kyler Murray showdown.
I do think it's going to be a Kyler Murray showdown. And with that being said, I really like the Cardinals' chances to go to 1-1-1 this week.
Get that 1-1-1.
This is, Panthers are starting to look a little bit long in the tooth. They're looking a little bit older.
They do have a good defense, so I don't want to sleep on that.
They do, but without Cam, that defense is just. This is how I put it in the Mogul podcast. It's demoralizing. It's like,
and it's tiring.
When you give the ball back to Kyle Allen and he goes 3 and out and they punt it again. That's the thing. It's more so I don't believe in Kyle Allen than I believe in the Cardinals. I am very high on Kyler Murray. I do think that he'll make enough offense in this game.
Yeah.
Last time we saw this matchup, David Johnson hurdled Luke Kuechly.
And then made a crazy cut after that. Yeah.
And then cut to dodge the second defender.
Who's in high? Got to sneeze.
Holy cow!
Got to sneeze in the pod.
All right, Yell coming up at 37 minutes in. But I do think that this is going to be an interesting matchup. I do think that we have enough playmakers, enough dynamic athletes on the field that we can outscore the Panthers in this game.
Yeah, no, I think we're going to be able to put up some points. I think, to your point, the offense will be off the field pretty quickly, hopefully, especially the way our defense has been playing for the most part. Pretty solid. Or doable, serviceable.
I'm not necessarily afraid of Greg Olsen anymore. I'm not necessarily afraid of DJ Moore or Curtis Samuel.
Kyle Allen throwing to him.
Not with Kyle Allen throwing the football. Exactly. So
I think that being said, that will ultimately hurt the defense. The defense will get tired, and that just is the worst thing possible against the Cardinals' offense, where they're trying to push the ball.
They're trying quickly, again,
over and over every time they're on the field. So I think. Whether
I feel like the
takes
USA,
a few field goals.
The miracle episode. Again.
Yeah.
Again. That's the Cardinals offense. Again. They want to get the ball and they want to go.
Absolutely.
All right. And if you could tire out this older defense, Gerald McCoy, Luke Kuechly starting to get a little bit old. Thomas Davis is a little bit older. If you could tire them out.
Expose them a little bit.
You might be able to score a couple touchdowns.
And maybe you have to have a few field goals first.
You
way
pull this game out. Just because you have a dynamic quarterback in Kyler Murray. That's the only reason why. Without him, if you put Josh Rosen back in and Kyle Allen in, we lose this game.
Yeah.
No doubt in my mind we lose this game.
Oh, absolutely.
But Kyler Murray is just got that little something special. I know I'm overreacting, but I don't care. All right. This could go terrible for me. But right now, I got beautiful beachfront property. I was in on him super early.
Very early.
I literally said, if his measurements come back at 5'9" or taller, I want him.
Sign me up.
Give me the number 1 pick. Give me Kyler Murray. All right. This was, pre-measurements. I was all over it. I love him. He's, easily a top 3 favorite football player right now.
Yeah.
With Fitzgerald and Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah.
The only reason I like Mahomes is because I had him in fantasy and he won me a championship.
And he's awesome.
And he's a Patrick Mahomes. So,
yeah.
But I do think that this game is going to be, honestly, if you're telling me that Cardinals win big, Cardinals win small, Panthers win small, Panthers win big, the only realistic outcomes I see is Panthers win small, Cardinals win small, Cardinals win big. There's no way we lose this game big.
I feel like, knock on wood, man. But...
And with that being said, I'm putting the majority of it being Cardinals lose small, Cardinals win big.
Okay.
I think it's like
okay.
that we're either going to have a very tough time and we're going to figure out a way to lose the game.
Right at the end, yeah.
And it's going to be a learning experience for Kyler Murray. He's going to have bad turnovers, first one in his career, something like that, and you lose it. Or Cardinals are going to win by 10 or more points.
He's going to light them up.
Yeah, 10 or more points. And I do think that they just don't have the weapons right now outside of McCaffrey, who does terrify the crap out of me, I will admit.
Yeah, but let me, to that point, we've played pretty well against the running back run game. Let me make that point, because not quarterback, because we got torched last week. But running back run game, we've had pretty good success. That we've seen so far, absolutely. However, load the box, like we said, especially with no Cam.
Stop Christian McCaffrey and you win the game.
Yeah, load the box and stop Christian.
We're going to be bringing safeties down.
And watch
we're
Olsen.
Be keeping the ball at the line of scrimmage. We're going to want to, keep an eye on Christian McCaffrey. I would spy him at every play of the game. I don't care.
Chandler Jones, just a few times, sit out and just wait for him if he's on your side.
Yeah, just slow that man down. That's your only chance at winning the game.
Yeah,
and but I do think that you can do it, and I do think that you can win this game by 10 or more points. I took the Cardinals. I went against my
you went against the.
Yeah, I faded the Cardinals.
Oh my gosh!
For 2 weeks, and I said I was going to do it.
Yeah, that lasted long, huh?
Do it, man.
That lasted long.
With no Cam, there's zero chance the Cardinals lose this game.
Man, for those who don't know, he was going to all 16 games fade the Cardinals, or all 17 weeks.
You should know because you should be listening to Mill Moguls, our other podcast. Check it out.
That's true, but we're also in
every
week
episode.
3.
Don't matter. All right,
week 3 right now, and we already got him on the Cardinals. Man, that's how exciting they are. I guess
sometimes
that's how
you just have a change of heart when you.
Well, hey, you know what?
Kyler Murray.
To be fair. I mean, this isn't our gambling
this is love
podcast, but I'm saying, to be fair, it is a very favorable matchup, and it's especially if Cam doesn't play. So I also understand.
At home as well. Like,
kind of be dumb.
The Panthers traveled all the way to LA, play week 1. They travel all the way back to play a Thursday night. They lost their quarterback. They got to travel all the way back to the West Coast again without their quarterback, playing with Kyle Allen. I just think that it's going to be a little bit demoralizing for them. That's all. Yeah, and there's not like Panther fans in Arizona, so we're not going to be really sold out to Panther fans.
They're super well-traveling fans either.
But yeah, I honestly think that the Cardinals are, trending upwards for me. I'm really enjoying this season so far.
It really is, even being at 0-1-1.
0-1-1, and I'm enjoying the season.
We did say this in the preseason.
A good amount.
The preseason and offseason, after we drafted him, we were like, hey, we're not going to win, but we're going to score.
We're probably going to win 5 games or less.
But we're going to score and make big plays and exciting plays. At least we have that compared to last year. So
yeah, everyone underrated the Cardinals. They didn't give them enough credit last week. We covered easily. We had a chance to win the game.
24-1. Remember, 24-1. We had we just
couldn't
few
finish.
percent chance to actually.
We just couldn't finish. At one point, it was our loss probability was at 98%, I believe, and we made a comeback. Or no, that was ASU actually. Yeah, you just gotta listen to the fucking live reaction because I break down all that. Super drunk, by the way. Then, not now. Now, completely sober.
We're good.
But no, I think that's gonna do it for us. Please follow us on Instagram, Twitter, everything at Millhouse Sports. Comment, interact with us on those social media platforms. Interact with us on YouTube. Send us your thoughts on Kyler Murray. We want to hear everything. We will always try to respond. Talk to us about ASU. We got Suns coverage coming up. We got Coyotes coverage coming up. Going to try to watch hockey. Going to try to get into hockey this year. Haven't done it yet, but Keller is going to change my mind. All in on Clayton Keller.
Borderline playoff team. last year.
Playoff team.
So, and we picked up some pieces. I'm pretty
saying
excited.
they make the playoffs.
I'm excited. I think we very well could. And
September
we have great coaching as well.
18th. Coyotes playoff team. Book
Calling it right now.
Book it.
Are they like wild card or are they winning the division?
Dude, don't ask me tough questions like that.
All right.
Freaking come at me like
all
that.
right.
Don't do it
I just
ever
wanted
again.
to.
No. But, thanks for tuning in today. We're going to take off. We're going to be rooting on the Cardinals, rooting on the Sun Devils this weekend.
Let's get another dub.
Let's get another dub. We're on to Colorado. We're on to Panthers.
All
We're on
right.
to Carolina. All right. This is Tanner signing off.
This is Drew. We'll see you later.
Absolutely.